In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Lobot from the Vintage Collection. This is another character that was desperately needed in the line for many years now, and original trilogy fans are happy, and lots of other fans are happy as well. It's the definitive release of Lobot, and we can finally check off another Kenner figure for the TBC line. So last time we got Lobot was during the Saga days, back around 2003, 2004, and that action figure is pretty good even to this day still. It even has some benefits to it that this particular Lobot does not. One of those being he has a computer with him, while this one does not, unfortunately. So Lobot's been out for a little over a year now at this point, I think about a year and a half. And quite frankly, I haven't seen this one at retail at all, anywhere. I got this online around towards the end of 21, going into 22, around that time frame. He doesn't seem like he's a character that's too hard to get a hold of if you really want him. Online, he goes for about standard retail price, maybe even a little less. Similar to Lando that I reviewed previously, he's not a character that everyone's going to be clamoring after. It's mostly the original trilogy fans. But still, even if Lobot's not your favorite character in the world, he's a great addition to any collection, and I think he's a really cool character, and especially if you have the Empire Strikes Back Lando, he's someone that you need by his side. So let's go ahead and take a look at this package here. It's as faithful as possible to the original Kenner card that we got back in the day. Really like the color textures on this one as well, similar to what they did with Lando. And this is VC 223. And I have a lot of these reviewed on the channel now, so I have all three of these, and Bib Fortuna, and IG-11, and the Mithril will get a review eventually as well. So that's the card. Now let's take a look at the figure. So this is the best head sculpt that we've ever gotten for Lobot to date, no question about it. And he is reutilizing a lot of parts. I'm pretty sure that the legs on down were all borrowed from Lando, which is fine. It's a smart use of previously used parts. It's not noticeable at all. Mine has a little bit of that sideways look to him, or his eyes are looking off to his left side. Not too big of a deal. I know some samples I have seen he is looking forward, but that's okay. I think if I position him at an angle, I think it looks kind of neat. Nice detailing in his belt there. A brain chip right there. There's a lot of nice detailing in that as well. And Hasbro did a great job with the paint. It's very crisp. Something like this at certain times would probably have a lot of sloppy paint on it. I think one of the best parts, in addition to the head sculpt that Hasbro did on this, was in his arms here. They did a really nice job on those sleeves, and the articulation in them as well. The way, the engineering behind it, I really like how they did that. And speaking of articulation, he does have a ball joint at the head there. Very nice range of motion. He can even look all the way down and basically all the way up. It's incredible. Just have hinged shoulders, goes a little past 90 degrees. Then hinged elbows, which does go past 90 degrees. That's why I was mentioning. I think Hasbro did a really good job on his arm articulation here. And he does have hinged wrists as well, and both of them go up and down. Does have a hinged torso. Similar to Lando that I mentioned previously, some people do have some complaints about that cut there. It's not too bad. It's not too noticeable to me, but I can understand why some people will complain about that. If Lobot only had a swivel waist, I don't think most people would complain too much about that. This isn't a character that you're going to get in too many dynamic action poses. And of course he has hinged hips, and the swivel thigh, then hinged knees, and hinged ankles as well. In terms of weapons and accessories, he just comes with an E11. This one's a little bit more carbonized, I should say. It does have some silver detailing in it. So it's not the standard black that we normally get. Would have been nice if they included the computer with this particular action figure, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. If you really wanted to have it, you can find the Saga Lobot fairly cheap online. I've seen them go for probably less than $15 or $20 on eBay. So if you really want to have that accessory, you can always buy that particular Lobot and add it to this one. And just one other thing I'll show off, all 4 of these are now reviewed on the channel. The gang's all here, and they all look really nice together. I'm glad to have all these for my collection. Other than that, I think that's really all there is I can tell you about Lobot. It's a much needed release in the vintage collection. I'm glad to own it. Very interesting character. I'll have to read more about his backstory after this, actually. And I'm glad to add him to my collection. And I would highly recommend him for yours. Even if you're somewhat particular about which characters to add to your collection, I think you can't go wrong with adding Lobot. He can fit in with just about any display. So anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future. There will be plenty more to come. And if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate all the support. And check out that Instagram link in the description as well. More content will be posted on that. And thanks for watching.